Hello, everyone. Welcome to NX University, the spring 2021 semester. My name is Carter Staley, and I'm here with Dianna Dietrich. How you doing, Dianna?
I'm good. How are you, Carter? And where's your green?
I'm doing really good. I don't know. Yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this second virtual NX University event. Many of you probably joined us in the fall for the first virtual NX University event. And this used to be a big in-person tour of the United States. Many of you probably met a lot of our application engineers in person when we used to travel to 10 or more cities every year for this event. But obviously, that changed last year.
Yeah, so 2020 was definitely a difficult year, especially with everyone experiencing the pandemic. In the end, we decided to make all of our physical events, including our training, go from physical to virtual environments. And from then, we were able to reach more people than we could in person.
Yeah, another advantage of hosting them online is we're able to host more sessions than we could in person. So that's why we've been able to do both a CAD track for those of you who use the design side of NX, and then also a separate CAM track for those of you on the manufacturing side. So this is the biggest NX University event we've ever hosted. We had more than 300 people attend the virtual one in the fall, and we have even more registered for this one. So we're excited to get to know you guys all in the chat, and our presenters will be also in the chat to help answer questions and discuss the sessions throughout the day.
And also, just to let you guys know, so last year we also did a pilot open forum with our NX CAD users and NX CAM users with the Siemens development team. So I'm really excited that for the first time in our NX University hosting, we have two of the Siemens engineers who are going to be joining us during the CAM events.
Awesome. So let's take a look at what we're going to be covering during this first welcome session to NX University. So first off, we're going to hear from Michael Allegro. He is one of the PLM consultants here at Swoosh, and he's going to be giving a little bit of an overview about who Swoosh is and what we do here, besides hosting NX University, for those of you who might be new to us and not familiar with us.
And after meeting Michael Allegro, we're going to go ahead and meet some of our instructors on the CAD and the CAM side.
And then after that, we'll hear from the technical director here at Swoosh. He's going to give a little bit of a preview about all of the sessions that we'll be hosting throughout the day, what's going to be covered in those, so you can kind of get an idea of which ones you definitely want to attend, and kind of build your schedule for the day.
And then lastly, of course, before we start the entire event, we want to make sure that everybody here is comfortable in navigating NX University online. So Carter is going to be going through step by step, making sure that you guys understand exactly how to go from one space to the next, or just sit back and relax and let everything automate for you.
Awesome. So at this point, we're going to hear from Michael Allegro with a little presentation about who Swoosh is. So Michael, take it away.
Thank you, Carter and Dianna. I really appreciate the introduction, and I'm really excited to be here. So it wasn't but a year ago that, unfortunately, with the pandemic, things kind of changed for us and for our customers. And so you may be familiar with Swoosh. So this opportunity I'm going to take here to kind of tell you about Swoosh and what we've done to help adapt our company to serve our customers during this pandemic, and some of the different resources that we have available to you that we can operate virtually with you. So we want our customers and the user community of Siemens, NX, and other solution customers to think of Swoosh as a virtual NX knowledge base. So we deliver that ability through a couple of different ways. So we're going to cover a couple of those in today's intro session. So one of them is in the area of our virtual support services. So you may know some of our team. I think most of the customers or people on this event today are our existing customers, but there might be some new folks as well. And maybe you've met some of our team over the years. So this is Sam. He's one of our application engineers. And Sam is one of our experts in Team Center and Solid Edge. So Siemens goes through a certification process in which we, kind of rigorously get tested on our ability to support the products that we sell. So Swoosh is certified by Siemens in NX CAD and NX CAM, which are the topics we're going to cover today, Team Center, and Solid Edge. And so what we can do is then if you contact us and create a case, we assign those cases based on our application engineer's background in a particular solution. So if you're a customer of ours, you might have experienced that, if you create a case with us, and I'll cover some of the ways you can create cases with us on the next slide, but you'll get notified when your case is created, who it's assigned to, and we track that all the way to close. So throughout 2020, and we did this process, by the way, even before COVID-19, but throughout 2020, we opened and closed over 1,000 cases. That's quite a bit for our user community, and that number has actually grown over the past year or so, especially with Siemens going through the transition of directing their customers more towards the partners as opposed to handling those cases themselves. And we think we've gotten some really good feedback from our customers, and our customers are pretty satisfied with the level of support that we provide. So if you do need to create a case with us, there's a couple of different ways you can do that. You can go ahead and hit our website, and if you see that yellow button there, on any page on our website, you'll see that looking for technical support. Just pick that and create a case. You can send an email to support@swoosh.com or call that number and pick option 2. Some other resources we have for our NX and other product customers are tutorials and blogs. And from our main page, you can go to the For the Users link at the top. There's also rewinds of previous sessions that we may have held. And there's also, like the NX University from 2020, the one in the fall, there's the ability to get back to some of that content, which you will be able to from this event as well. And then don't forget about our YouTube channel. We've got videos and case studies out there. And John Vincent, he hosts the live tooling time sessions out there every couple of weeks. So that's a resource for that as well. So one other area that we've kind of had to virtualize due to the nature of the world today is in the area of training. So what we are pretty famous for is we actually do a very good job of developing and delivering tailored course material. It could be NX CAD, NX CAM, Team Center, Solid Edge, any of those products that we support. But what we do is take those courses and we customize them and configure them with our customers' part files and their design processes and manufacturing processes, so that the content is very much focused on a customer's specific processes and parts that they make based on their industry. We also do have online classes that we hold virtually that are general classes. Like this example here is NX for Essential CAD users. We have Fundamentals CAM courses as well. And those are more generalized, they're scheduled, they're available out on our website, and you can check those out to see if there's something available there that you have some interest in. The other thing is with these training classes, even though we're delivering them virtually, we still do develop and deliver a physical student manual. So these are really nice to be making notes as you're following along throughout the class, and then they're a great reference tool for afterwards. So it's something that you can keep and utilize for years after the class. So one example of one of these training classes that we did have to do quite a bit of transition for was it was a global rollout of NX for a customer. And we had already started the delivery with in-person live sessions with the customer. Well, when the pandemic hit, our customers sent their employees home. We kept our employees home, and we were able to transition that to a virtual class. So we finished those classes virtually. For the classes that were held internationally, we adjusted our work schedule so that we're getting up and delivering the class on our customers' work hours and work schedule. And we ended up delivering the training successfully. Got the whole delivery completed, and it was a combination of live initially and then virtually at the end. So we could do that same for your organization. So consider reaching out to your sales rep or someone at Swoosh to ask questions about how we might be able to help you with some virtual training. And then the last area is actually this event itself. So like I mentioned earlier, we probably might have met a lot of you folks, in person over the years, where we maybe hosted these events or attended Siemens, regional user group meetings over the years and delivered, content there. But certainly because of the pandemic, we brought all that back in and are delivering it virtually. We had our first NX University in the fall. That was very well attended. We had a lot of different virtual sessions there, all broken up into little smaller vignettes so that you could kind of attend what you needed to and review back and go see the things that you might have missed or you wanted to review again. We are doing live chats during these sessions, so we'll have office hours later in the day, both for CAD and CAM. And we also deliver these not only from our own resources, but we also get Siemens to participate. So you have a couple of presenters today from Siemens. And then we've also done not only the NX University, but we've got the NX and other product open forums that we've held throughout the year, and that content can be reviewed again from our website at the For the Users section. So once again, we just want all of you out there and the whole Siemens user community to kind of think of Swoosh as the virtual NX knowledge base. We've got lots of resources to help you, both human as well as online. And if you have any questions for me, here's my contact information, but certainly don't hesitate to reach out to your sales rep, or if you have a technical contact at Swoosh, reach out to them to answer any questions for you. So with that, I'd like to wrap it up and hand it back to Carter and Dianna. Thanks, guys.
All right, thank you, Michael. So now we're going to meet the presenters who are going to be hosting the sessions all throughout today. Our team has a working background in a variety of different industries before they started working at Swoosh. And when they're not hosting these sessions, you've probably seen them either helping answer some of your technical support requests or attended one of their classroom training sessions. They also help with installation and configuration of a lot of our software for our customers. So if any of these names ring a bell, that's probably why. So we're going to start with our design engineers. First up, we have Reese. Reese Shear, he's one of our design application engineers. He has over 2 decades of mechanical engineering experience at Lear, GM, and Faurecia. And he'll be leading our sessions, the first one this morning on data management in NX, and one this afternoon on simulation in NX design.
Also joining us today is Dominic Santoro. He's one of our NX CAD guys, and he actually got his start from Eastman Machine and Calspan. His experience ranges from structural modifications and conceptual layouts. So today he's actually going to be presenting the CAD hidden gems, and then also in the afternoon some topics that are hot commodities in our CAD classes.
We also have Michael Pinto. He is another design application engineer. He has experience with 3D modeling and 2D drawings from his work at Pratt & Whitney and also at Nike. He also has some experience with the 3D rendering software Keyshot, as well as some of the SimCenter products. And he'll be presenting our first session today, right after this one, on what's new in NX CAD, as well as the last session of the day before the last Q&A session, comparing some of the functionalities between the old NX Sketcher and the new NX Sketcher.
Let's head on over to the CAM side. First person on this list is John Vincent. If you don't know John Vincent, start sending your technical supports over for CAM. Just kidding. I'm sorry, John. But John actually started work at ATI Forge Products as well as Crohn's. And that's where he started developing his working knowledge of bill of materials, CNC programming, mill turn, and also post-processor development. He is going to be leading the CAM Hidden Gem session, as well as the last session of the day, which is on Post Configurator in NX.
And then Colin is actually new to the Swoosh Tech crew, so you'll be getting to know him today. He'll be working out with the Hidden Gem session. He'll be helping John out with the Hidden Gem session and hosting the afternoon session on in-process workpiece.
Also, we have Uwe Edelinga from the CAM Business Development team at Siemens joining us. He's been with Siemens since 1997. He's also based in Germany, and he's also responsible for a lot of the global CAM activities that you see today.
Also joining us from Germany is Alexander Freund. He is a product portfolio lead in NX CAM machining at Siemens. And these two will be leading our What's New and Upcoming in NX manufacturing session and finishing it off with an exclusive look at what's coming in the next year for the CAM module of NX.
All right, so up next, we're going to go ahead and hear a little bit from David Chiu. He's going to be doing a little bit of the session previews. So, Dave?
Thanks, Carter. First of all, I want to thank everybody for joining us today. This is our 5th NX University, our 2nd virtual one. A lot of you, from what I saw in the registrations, are repeat attendees, so thanks for coming and visiting with us again. Some of you are new, so I hope you find that there's a lot of good information that you'll see today in our presentations. And speaking of that, I want to give you an idea of what we're going to be talking about today, so you can plan your day. So we've got a couple different tracks going on, one for CAD and one for CAM, and you get your choice of going into whichever presentation you find the most value from. So I want to give you an overview of what some of these are on the left side here, and these are Central Time that you'll see here. So starting at 10 a.m. Central Time. On the left here, we've got our design track. So we're going to start off with what's new in NX design. So that's kind of a broad topic, to be honest, because it could be, we've got customers that are coming from NX 10 to 1953, from 12 to 1899. There's a lot of different paths, upgrade paths that customers out there that we're seeing. So we're going to cover maybe not everything that's just specifically new in the latest release, but things that are really noteworthy that have come out in the last year. And if you're familiar with the upgrade paths for NX, there is a pretty fast cadence of upgrades throughout both the CAD and CAM side. So we'll have what's new in NX design. Michael Pinto from Swoosh is going to be presenting that and covering some pretty neat stuff, like there's a new algorithmic modeling feature coming out, which is really takes parametric modeling to a new level. Some people refer to as more computational modeling, and that I hope you'll find some interesting topics there. On the CAM side, we've got some of our partners from the Siemens side, Uwe Edlinger and Alexander Freund, who are going to be talking about not just what's new in the NX software, but also what's coming up. They're going to give you a preview of some things that are in the works on the CAM side. Then in the next hour, we've got a really popular topic that we've done over the past few NX universities, well, actually since the beginning of what we've been doing, either live or virtual. These are called hidden gems. This is our tips and tricks section. So on the CAD side, Dominic Santoro from Swoosh will be presenting some topics there in modeling, drafting, assemblies. And on the CAM side, a couple of our CAM engineers, John Vincent and Colin Kopecky, are going to be covering some tips and tricks in NX CAM. Then we've got a special topic we're going to bring everybody together into one presentation. This is at 12 o'clock Central Time. We call that NX Here, There, and Everywhere. And this is going to be a presentation to show you how transparent data management can be when it comes to just working with NX, going about your everyday activities. If you want to find information, go and search for data, work on your files, save them, make them available for someone else to work with, either on the analysis side or the CAM side, and really how seamless and transparent data management could be when you have that in place in the background. So that'll wrap up our morning agenda. Once we get right before lunchtime, we'll have some open office hours, what we call office hours, so that give you a chance to ask live questions of our panel. So we'll have several of us online standing by from both Swoosh and also from Siemens to answer some questions that might come up. And even before we get to that point, if you have any questions about things that you're seeing in these presentations, feel free to enter a question into your chat panel, and we'll have people standing by to try to address those right on the spot. Because that way you won't forget your question if you have to wait until a couple hours later. So we'll have a lunch break after that morning agenda. When we get to the afternoon, we'll get into some specific deep dives into different topics. Once again, we're going to have both a CAD track and a CAM track. So on the left-hand side here, starting at 1:30 Central Time, we're going to be talking about some very common questions, hot topics is what we call them, from our training classes. We do quite a bit of training in CAD and also in CAM, and we give there's some very common questions that we get asked a lot. So those are some things that Dominic will be covering. On the right-hand side, on the CAM side, Colin Kopecki is going to be talking about how to work with the in-process workpiece functionality within NX CAM. And then at 2:30, we're going to come back together again and have a presentation to talk about integrated design simulation, where we're going to talk about how simulation and modeling work together. And in a classic situation, we've got maybe designers working on models and assemblies and then passing them over to the analysts, and analysts do their thing, simplify the models, make some changes, maybe try to optimize designs, run their analysis on it. Meanwhile, design work is going on still, and many times there's a disconnect between those two. And then you start to question, well, are my simulation results even right because my design's been updated? So we want to show you how the NX environment can integrate those two, so that you can keep them in sync and have the simulation work updated and have confidence that the simulation is actually going to be accurate relative to the latest design. Then we get to another split session. We got CAD on the left. Michael Pinto is going to be talking about the differences in the new sketch solver versus the old sketch solver. So starting in NX 1926, you have the option of using the next generation sketch solver. Some of you might have already upgraded to NX 1926 and have still been using the old sketch solver. It's still in place, but Michael's going to show you what's new. I think once you get to NX 1953, you do start seeing the new sketch solver. So some of you might be working with it already. On the CAM side, we've got a similar situation with the Post Builder. So there's a new tool called Post Configurator. And of course, Post Builder is still available too. So John Vincent's going to be talking about the difference between those two and some of the things that you can do with the new Post Configurator that you couldn't do with the Post Builder. Then we'll wrap things up again at the end of the afternoon with another session of live discussion. So we've got office hours available again, and our panel will be online to answer any questions that you might have. So I hope that this day is going to be full of a lot of good information for you, and you'll benefit from the time that you'll spend with us. We appreciate that you're joining with us, and again, feel free to reach out to us through chat, through live office hours with any questions that you have throughout the day. So thank you, and I'll turn it back over to Carter.
All right, thanks, Dave. So now before we actually get started with the first session, we're going to go ahead and take a step back and provide you some step-by-steps whenever it comes to navigating NX University. So Carter?
Yeah, thanks. So you should have gotten an email from Dianna last week, yesterday morning, and also this morning with links to join the sessions. And they will look like either one of these. We have this one from Big Marker, which is an automated email, or this one from Dianna herself. And if you are hearing this, that means you figured out how to join this first session. So congrats and thanks for being here. Otherwise, you can click this View Webinar button or the View Full Agenda at the top of either of these emails, and it will bring you over to this landing page. On this landing page, you can read a little bit about all of the instructors. And down here at the bottom of the page is where all the sessions are listed with the time that they're hosted in Central Time. So if you don't live in the Central Time zone, you'll just want to make sure to do that conversion. And you can click on any of these, read a little bit more about what's going to be presented in them. There's also a countdown to when they begin. And if it's already in session, you'll be automatically redirected over to the live session. So you can either join them from this landing page, or both of these emails have links within them that you can click straight from those emails, and it'll be redirected over to the session if it's occurring. This email splits it up with the design track on the left and the manufacturing on the right. And just to note that all the times are in Central Time Zone. So you can join them either from that landing page or from either of these emails. And if you have any questions or problems throughout the day, you can ask questions in the chat. We'll make sure to see them and respond. Or you can respond to these emails, and Dianna will be able to help you and get you the link you need to join those sessions.
All right. Thanks so much, Carter.
All right, I think at this point, we're going to go ahead and pass on over to the first session. If you're on the design side, you'll probably be joining Michael Pinto. He's going to be covering what's new in NX 1953. And if you're on the manufacturing track, you'll be joining the Siemens engineers Uwe and Alexander for a look at what's new and upcoming on the CAM side. So you can either click the links in the chat or in the email I just described. So we'll see you over there.
Bye.